is Scott Nance. Welcome to tonight's very special screening of St. Francis. What did you think of the movie? Well, last year, this movie won a special jury prize for Breakthrough Voice and also the Narrative Feature Audience Award at the South by Southwest Film Festival. South by Southwest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Director Alex Thompson.
We switched sides.
There it is. Okay. And please welcome screenwriter and star Kelly O'Sullivan. You know, the thing about these film festivals is that in most cases you go and you don't know what to expect. Like every film, almost every film, that doesn't have a studio behind it, is a true discovery. And I felt like this was a true discovery. And I just gotta say, for a movie that tackled so much and interweaved so much organically, what was your inspiration to write this? When did you start?
I was, this was very loud. I was a nanny in my 20s, and then in my early 30s I had an abortion, and I realized that I think the media often misportrays, or at least from my experience, one kind of story is overrepresented, which is a very dramatic, very traumatic situation for women. And I wanted to show something that had a little bit more lightness, something with a lot of humor, and interweave the story of loving somebody else's child and then also choosing not to be the parent yourself.
But the collaboration, like how did you first, come together to even start talking about this?
Well, we live together, and we've been dating for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So I was literally like sitting on the couch next to her while she was writing the first 10 pages. And I just remember them being wonderful. And it's really rare that you read a script that's good. I would say that I rarely read my own scripts, and they come across as good. And this was just like beyond good. So it just seemed like something that people would be excited to make, which is kind of always the requisite. So sent out those. I don't know if we sent out those 10 pages. But I remember talking to our producer Ian Kaiser about it. We met up in a coffee shop. We made a pitch deck for the movie when it was 27 pages done, and just got to it.
Okay, so as you expand from 10 to 27 to eventually, 110, 120, right?
180.
180?
Originally.
There you go.
And then had to really cut it down.
How did you start to add to it? And when I mean add to it, this is a film that tackles abortion, postpartum depression, same-sex coupling, parenting, religion, and feminism. And it just all, like I said, I was talking to a buddy of mine after the movie last year, and I remember we were having a conversation. I said, "Boy, this really said a lot," and I never felt like I was being preached to, or maybe it was, how did you sort of make sure you tackle all of those things in an organic way?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of just, it feels so cheesy, but following the characters wherever they went. And so I didn't know that, when I first started writing the story, I didn't know that Maya would be dealing with postpartum. But as I started thinking about being in her physical space after she had a child, I knew somebody who was going through postpartum. And so I thought, oh, that makes sense that Bridget would be witness to this, and it would be another great way to show a different kind of experience with motherhood that we don't often see portrayed. And so it was a lot of not intentionally putting things in there or muscling them in, but kind of following wherever the characters were leading me, which is a very cheesy thing to say, but it's the truth.
But the thing that really struck me, because I watched it again last week, is just she knew she wanted an abortion. Mm-hmm. She had it. It wasn't it was just done. She was convinced and went ahead and did it, and no regrets. But it was just sort of the post-abortion after effects that I was trying to think of the last time I saw that on film, and I was like, oh, never. So tell me about putting that in and doing it in a way that was unflinching.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most times abortion is on screen, the majority of time is spent with her wrestling with the decision.
Exactly.
And then at the end, either, she changes her mind at the abortion clinic, or she makes the decision finally. And so it's important to me to show what happens to some people afterwards, not everybody. But then to be really honest with the realistic way that we would portray that too, not to shy away from physical things that happen to women in the same way that when women have babies, I've heard, I don't know because I haven't had a baby, but I've heard it's not like your body's suddenly exactly the same the way it was before, that there are real physical repercussions that take healing. And I wanted to show that process for an abortion as well.
Alex, when did you feel like you were at a point where like your script is like we're ready and we're doing this and we're moving forward, we're sort of almost ready to shoot?
Yeah, it was very early. We really wanted to make a movie, and when you really want to make a movie sometimes, especially when you're in Chicago and you have a certain sort of scrappiness and we had a distance from the industry in a way. So there was nobody sort of saying, okay, now you've got a good script, now you're going to reach out to these 16 production companies and try to find a partner. It was like, all right, so we're making this. Okay, well we gotta find some money and let's make a budget. I think Ian and I literally sat in a coffee shop and made a budget ourselves. It's very irresponsible. Did not end up being accurate, but not by half. But I think it was, I don't remember what point in the writing process. I think basically after the first read-through we had, which was at 180 pages, just about. That was when we were like, okay. That was you started writing in January, and 3 months later we were like, okay, so if we can have a Ramona, basically, if we can find our Frances, by June we'll start shooting in July. And that was sort of the foolhardy, audacious goal. And so that was just it. We had a date.
Speaking of Ramona, of your Frances Franny, how did you find her? And how long did it take? And what made Ramona she's our Franny?
Well, honestly, I think she had always kind of been there. So when we took the script to PR casting in Chicago, AJ Lynx was like, oh my gosh, I love this script. There's this one actor who has been doing these Swedish Covenant commercials, I think. And they're the kind of improvised commercials where you're it's how are babies made? And they're like, mommy's stomach explodes. And another kid is like, that's not how it happened. But they're all improvised. They're not scripted at all. And she was like, I have a really good feeling about this young person. And so we saw about 30 young women, most of them over the age of our role.
You can say girls.
I don't know. I'm
Very young women.
Very young women.
They were girls.
We saw 30 extremely young women. They were, yes, and most of them were 6, 7, 8 years old. Ramona was the youngest, but she was the most real. She was not coached at all, or if she was, I don't think she was coached at all. And she was just really fun. She was really fun in the room, and she was really fun in the waiting room. And I remember Mickey Pascal was like, that's what you want on set. That's what you want just around. And it helped because there was another girl who gave me a side eye that I didn't see, just a dirty look. And Mickey saw it, and she was like, you don't want that. She's like, you don't want that on set. I think the idea was if Ramona's having a bad day and I'm having a bad day, at least we could just point the camera in her direction and she's gonna be herself. Whereas these other people, I would have to show up to work too. I would have to direct these other actors. With Ramona, at the very least, she's gonna be Ramona. And as long as that's enough, that's great. So.
Well, what about your first time you met her? How did you sort of spend time together to sort of build trust between you?
We didn't really spend much time together beforehand. I met her at the initial audition and then at the callback, and then we went and hung out with her at her ice skating rink because she's an amazing ice skater, and we wrote that into the film. But that was it. And then we kind of just developed a very quick bond as we went about making the film. and she's super open and super playful, and I actually really love kids. I love being around them, and so very quickly we just like became buddies, and you know, we would spend tons of time together as they were setting up shots. We would just play games, and so it happened very naturally.
So Bridget's, you know, she's not in her 20s, she's in her 30s. And, you know, I remember when I was in my 20s, it was like, you know, my 20s, you know,
Yeah.
not that I was a party guy, but, you know, you sort of just make mistakes, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but by your 30s, you're supposed to like, okay, no more mistakes, you gotta get your shit together, your act together. And, you know, Bridget doesn't quite yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So was like the age like really a conscious thing to make her in her 30s versus her 20s?
For sure, absolutely. One, because of those reasons that you just said, which is like, if you're a screw up in your 20s, everybody's like, you've got time, make mistakes, sow those wild oats, whatever. And then as soon as you hit like, I would say in your early 30s, people are like, have you figured this out? And especially if you're a woman, people start to say like, when are you gonna have those kids? Don't you want them? You know that you have like 3 years left before your fertility goes like this. And I thought, you know, because when I was writing this, I was actually 34, and I was like hearing all of this, and also all of my friends are at different points in their journeys to being mothers or not. And I felt like it's this crucible of a time where you're inundated, and it was important for me to show that Bridget was being inundated with all of that.
So in terms of the same-sex parents, was it always the plan to have parents who were the same sex, or did it sort of evolve and let's do this instead?
It was always the plan. It just, as soon as I started writing, I was like, I see it as Annie and Maya, and I just always did. And then I started writing for two specific actor friends of mine. And some of that was out of, you know, the intention to normalize things that have been made to feel like they're not ordinary when actually they are. Abortion, same-sex parenting, experiences with postpartum depression, and it was just in my brain. It was always them.
You know, Alex, I gotta tell you, this is your first feature film, narrative feature. And, you know, again, going back to all the themes that you cover, it just felt very seamless and extremely polished. And I don't want to ask, I'm not going to ask what the budget was, but I'm really curious to know like how you secured financing, because independent filmmaking is really friggin' hard.
Yeah, it is. And it's best not to think of any film as your first film. You know, start from the script and tell the story that's there. Yeah, how did we secure financing? A lot of folks who had like stuck around through projects that were far less successful in St. Francis, who were continued to be excited about working with me and working with Kelly and Nate and sort of a crew that had developed, a group of people that trusted each other. And then Ian and I met with some wonderful gentlemen who were in a seniors movie club that I teach in Bannockburn, Illinois, which is north of Chicago, or west of Chicago, in the back of a Panera. And I assign a movie that's in theaters, and then I assign a movie that they can find on Amazon or at Redbox or whatever, at the library in a lot of cases, and then we talk about them. And two of these guys, Bob and Greg, were writing a script, and Ian and I were helping them with it. And at like this Baker Miller, which is this great bakery in Chicago, we like told them about how we were looking for folks, and we got up to go to the bathroom, and we were both like, gosh, I hope we find the money for this movie. And we came back, and they had these like really cool, serious looks on their faces, and they were like, if we were to invest in this film, would that close your investing? And at the time we thought it would, and we were like, yes, it would. But yeah, and then they had friends that they brought in who they wanted to like bring along on the adventure, and it has been an adventure. Yeah.
And I was really surprised. You wouldn't think that like the demographic who would want to financially support this film would be men over the age of 70. But I was really moved by that. I was incredible, and I still am. I think about that, and I'm like, I really need to be less judgmental in terms of who I think is going to respond to what story.
You never know.
You never know, and it inspires me to think that they were like, yes, this movie.
Yeah. So I want to go back to that 180-page read-through. So when did you start to sort of feel like okay, we gotta like bring this down and lose certain things.
Yeah, to be fair, before the read-through, we got it down to like 1:30.
Oh.
But so the first draft was just like me putting anything that I had in my brain out there, and then knowing that in order to respect people's time, I had to get it down to like 130, and then from there we got it down to 110. But we also cut like 20 pages after it had been shot.
Yeah.
The relationship between the parents is extremely real. And I just was wondering like how you came to cast those two actors and work with them.
They're my buddies.
Oh,
Yeah, their names are Lily and Chadine, and I had just been in a play with Chadine, and I knew like she plays Maya. She has such incredible warmth. Her face, you see her, and you just want the best for her.
She's got a great smile.
She's got a great smile, and I knew that journey was going to be like, you see her smile for exactly one scene, and then almost the rest of the movie, she's going to be robbed of that smile. And so I knew that smile had to make an impression. That the first time you meet her and she gives that hug, that you have to remember that. And so the next time you see her and she's, been robbed of that it matters. And then Lily, who played the other mom, is somebody who I had just like watched in Chicago theater and loved, but never gotten to work with. And so I wrote this part hoping I could like con her into doing it, which is what happened with a lot of these roles. I just wrote them for people and I was like, I wrote this for you. I think you feel too guilty to say no. And so most of them said yes.
They say, especially to first-time screenwriters, write what you know. And this is based on a lot of what you went through. The scene in the park at the end with the mother breastfeeding, did that happen?
That's all fiction. No, that was just like, again, like I was like, I think they go to 4th of July. And then I just had in my brain like the Evanston like area where you sit and watch the fireworks and thinking about the families that are up there. And because I know the North Shore of Chicago, which can be pretty judgmental, I was like, what if she had to be in close proximity to somebody? So that was entirely fiction. Yeah.
How fast was your shoot?
We shot in 22 days, including 2 pickups. So.
Damn, bravo, freaking bravo, that's awesome. How long was your first cut?
I don't know. It was under 2 hours. It was under 2 hours. Basically, I think we cut 20 minutes from this, so
really?
just under 2 hours.
That's fantastic that first cut was on, because Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, his first cut 4.5 hours.
I would have watched it.
I would totally watch that.
Yeah, if I had that footage, we'd be
Ramona, like Kids Say the Darn Things, working with her, what kind of unscripted moments came out as gold? Like, oh my God, this is gold.
She actually didn't like improvise too many moments, but the way in which she did things, like in that confession scene, I love that she's like almost bored.
Yeah.
At certain moments, I love that she just like there's her
She
face
might have
is in her hands. Yeah, she might have honestly been bored. But certain things about the way she delivered lines were pure gold. I can't think of anything.
Well, she's a little bit, I don't think she's a diagnosed germaphobe, but she's a little bit OCD. And so the butterfly at the end that attacks her, she was really shaken by that. You can see that on screen.
Something that didn't make it on screen was while she was holding that little baby, it spit up on her.
And she just went, ew, ew,
ew.
ew.
And she was like, he's disgusting.
She had loved him up until that point.
What about improvised moments for you? Was there a lot, or did you really stick to your script?
I did a little bit of improvising with the guy who plays Jay, so the guy who plays the boyfriend. That entire, we call it the abortion montage, where he reads Harry Potter. All of that was improvised. And then the monologue in the car at the end, where Bridget is talking about her feelings, was improvised.
Well, I would love to open up to the audience for questions, but before I do, if you got questions, get them ready. So, this movie first premiered a year ago, and you've been to other festivals, and it opens this weekend. You had a conversation here last night. So my question is, with all the themes that this movie explores, what kind of reactions have you gotten from people at screenings? Maybe people who might have come up to you and said something with regards to whether it was the abortion, or whether it was religion or faith, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, overwhelmingly positive. No pressure. Truly, if you're, you gotta feel how you feel, but overwhelmingly positive, and that's been really awesome. I think the best thing that we heard since was after our very first screening, somebody said that they felt seen, and that was the best. That was like, okay, we did our job, or we did a version of our job.
I got a DM on Instagram from a woman who found out that she was pregnant the next day after seeing this, and she said that she felt like she could go get an abortion and not be scared.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's enough. That's all I ever hear. That's enough.
Sure.
And then one time I got stopped on the street outside of the screening by a woman who said that she had struggled with postpartum. And she got out of her car and she talked to me and she was like, I haven't seen that portrayed, and that mattered a lot to me to see postpartum. So those little things that make me feel like that something about the movie is true and it's helping people feel less alone in those very isolating experiences.
Isn't it amazing how a movie can put people dealing with issues, whether it's abortion or coming out or depression, whatever it is, and make them feel like I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Make them feel comfort. It's great that movies like this can do that.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear. But if you have a question, please feel free to ask. You got a question in the front row.
Well, I related to the lady from Evanston that went to Northwestern. You don't mind if I'm shooting you guys, I hope.
No.
Yeah, good. She was just she's such a, that was a great scene. And I went to school at Northwestern my first year, and I got the hell out of there because I just thought it was so stuck up, and I ended up at Wisconsin, which was much better. And so I just wondered, the characters that you portray in this film are amazing, and they come from the heart. And this film is directly to the audience's heart, and I'm just wondering how they're going to market it so that people will understand it, because I think people are really hungry for movies that tell really true stories that people don't get to see very often.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're gonna try to get it as wide as we can, and really not just the cities you would expect would appreciate a film like this, but I'm taking it home to Kentucky. It's going to be opening at the theater in my hometown, and we're taking it to Arkansas. And,
Hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah, that's not up yet, but yeah. But I think it's just the characters. We approach the characters with empathy and without judgment, and so similarly with audiences, it's who's to say who's going to love this film? We have to give people a chance. So.
Are they going to let it have a chance by letting it stay in the theaters and do word of mouth? And
honestly, it matters who comes to see, the number of people that come to see it. So even if you hated it, send somebody you hate.
Yeah.
We'll take all the butts and seats we can get.
Yeah. But this really helps. The fact that you all showed up tonight is huge.
And you know what else would help? And I always say this, especially when I'm doing one for independent film, is you've seen the film. So please go on social media and spread the word. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, go on Twitter. In the back, if you're still using MySpace or Friendster, that's totally fine.
TikTok about
it. Whatever. But any other questions? Then. Yes, please.
I've never seen a film that dealt with our period. And it was interesting at first. It made me really uncomfortable and the shame, because we've all had every one of those mistakes, and it's like a secret for women. And at first it was really uncomfortable. I kept oh God, just stop! Put them out! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was interesting, but you kept that as a theme through it, and it released that shame a little bit in a weird way. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like we're telling our little secret. It was really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that's right. And I do feel like we've been made to feel ashamed of it from the time that we're really young. Devastating experiences in middle school. Where you're I've got to hide that I have this inherent part of being a human being, being a woman. People can't know. And it's, there's I think women are encouraged to be the most clean, pristine versions of ourselves, where the best parts of us live in the mess. And so it was intentional that, yeah, we say, like, this is something that not only Bridget is dealing with a lot, but that we all deal with a lot. And, like, why have we been made to feel ashamed of this thing?
It definitely triggered my own memory of a super embarrassing moment around an accident like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me go, okay, stop having that. You know what I mean?
I know.
And you feel like, well, no.
I know. I'm like, why? I'm 36. Why do I still scramble when, like, a tampon falls out of my purse? Why do I pick it up like it's dynamite? You know, like, it's fine. But it's also a practice for me in examining that and saying, why have I learned this and why am I still carrying it?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please do spread the word about St. Francis, and thank you so much.
Thank you.